Variables are the key to algebra. They let us write down a mathematical rule that works not just for one specific situation, but for any situation. A variable is simply a letter, like n or x, that represents a number we don't know yet, or a quantity that changes. When we use a variable, we are creating a flexible math statement or expression that can be used over and over again. Writing an expression is a three-step process. First, you need to clearly define the variable. Decide what quantity the letter stands for. Second, you look for the operation words in the problem, like sum or product. Third, you translate those words directly into mathematical symbols to create the final expression. Following these steps ensures your expression accurately models the real-world scenario. Defining your variable is the crucial starting point. If a problem talks about the cost of a pizza with n toppings, you need to state, let n equal the number of toppings. If you just write n in your expression without defining it, your work can become confusing. Always use a clear definition, especially when the variables aren't defined for you. Let's practice translation starting with addition. Words like sum, more than, or increased by all tell you to use the plus sign. If a question asks you to write an expression for a number x increased by 9, you simply write x plus 9. Remember, for addition, the commutative property means the order of x plus 9 or 9 plus x doesn't change the value. For subtraction, the order is critical. Words like difference, less than, and fewer than all mean to subtract. If you are asked for 12 fewer than a number y, this means you start with the number y and take 12 away. The expression must be written as y minus 12. If you write 12 minus y, that is an entirely different quantity. When you see product, times, or phrases like twice or tripled, you know you're dealing with multiplication. If the phrase is the product of 7 and a number k, you write 7k. Remember, in algebra, we usually drop the times sign and simply place the coefficient, 7, next to the variable k. Division words include quotient, divided by, and fractional words like half or third of a number. For the phrase, a number d divided by 4, the most common way to write this expression is using the fraction bar, as d over 4. Using the fraction bar is better than the division sign, because it acts as a grouping symbol for the division operation. Many real-world problems require 2 or more steps. Take the phrase 3 more than twice a number x. First, we deal with twice a number x, which translates to 2x. Then we handle 3 more than, which means plus 3. Putting it together, the expression is 2x plus 3. Always translate the multiplication or division part first, before the addition or subtraction. Variables can also be used with exponents. If you read the phrase, a number n squared plus 5, the first part is n to the power of 2. Then we add 5. The final expression is n to the power of 2 plus 5. Remember that the exponent only applies to the variable right next to it. A formula is a special type of equation that uses variables to state a general rule. Formulas are essential because they tell us exactly how 2 or more quantities are related. Whether you're calculating the area of a room or figuring out how much interest your bank account earns, you are using a formula, which is an application of writing algebraic expressions. Think about the perimeter of a rectangle, P. The perimeter is the distance around the outside, which is 2 times the length, L, plus 2 times the width, W. We write this relationship as the formula P equals 2L plus 2W. This formula uses variables to create a mathematical rule that works for any rectangle, regardless of its size. Another common formula is for the area of a triangle, A. The rule is that the area is half the product of the base, B, and the height, H. This translates to the formula A equals half BH. The expression 1/2 BH is a general rule that relates the base and the height to the area. In physics and everyday life, we use the speed formula. The distance traveled, d, is equal to the rate, r, or speed, multiplied by the time, t. The formula is d equals rt. If you know your speed is a constant 60 miles per hour, then the expression for distance is 60t. The variable t allows you to calculate the distance for any amount of time traveled. Let's apply this to a real-world cost. Say a cell phone plan costs a flat rate of $20 per month, plus 10 cents, or 0.10, for every minute, m, used. The flat rate is the constant, 20. The variable part is 10 cents times m. So the expression for the total cost is 20 plus 0.10 m. This expression captures the rule for calculating the monthly bill. Here is a savings example. Suppose your savings account starts with $50 and you deposit $10 every week, W. The starting amount, 50, is the constant. The amount you deposit depends on the number of weeks, so that's 10W. The expression for your total money is 50 plus 10W. If you wanted to know your total after 12 weeks, you would substitute 12 for W. To maintain clarity in math problems, always use a let statement when defining a variable. Instead of just writing h, write let h equal the number of hours worked. This simple, complete statement ensures that anyone reading your work knows exactly what the symbol h represents in the context of the problem. Formulas often have multiple variables. Imagine the total bill, B, is the price of the meal, M, plus the sales tax, T. We write this as the formula B equals M plus T. This formula is a general rule for calculating the final price. Because we are relating two known quantities, M and T, to a third, B, we write it as an equation. Once you have written an expression, you can evaluate it. Let's return to the cell phone expression. 20 plus 0.10 me. What is the cost if the minutes, m, equal 50? Substitute 50 for m. 20 plus 0.10 times 50. Multiplication comes first. 0.10 times 50 is 5. Then add. 20 plus 5 equals 25. The total cost is $25. Complex phrases require careful use of grouping. The phrase, the quotient of 10 and the difference of y and 3, tells you that the entire difference must be divided into 10. The difference of y and 3 is written in parentheses as y minus 3. The final expression is the fraction 10 over y minus 3. In summary, using variables to write expressions and formulas is how we transform specific numbers into general rules. Variables allow us to calculate the value of a quantity when another related quantity changes. Correctly defining your variables and accurately translating the words into mathematical symbols are the essential skills for success in algebra.